Chaswan and Si Fuiling can't really be upset with themselves. They haven't really been able to get into any attacking rhythm because they're immediately forced onto the back foot into a defensive pattern. And to their credit, that defensive pattern has been at least solid. They're not running around and kind of leaving huge spaces amongst themselves. You can see there, they're very flat, very close together. It's just that there's so much more variety in the shots from their opponents like that they can't settle into a rhythm. It's 9-3 now as the score. Klang running away with this. Two games up, looking good, and whatever happens, of course, look at that, unforced errors. Again, as I said, in a doubles match, probably from just forced returns that aren't quite going the way they should. Ideally, if your return off a smash could land exactly where you want to land it, then that would be a perfect shot. But if that's classified as an unforced error, then so be it. And that was actually a very tame effort from Kevin that should have been returned probably better. Again, they're streaking away here, 4-2. A little bit more aggression shown here from Charol and Si. Can they keep it up? That was interesting as Charol and Si almost started playing a mirrored pattern of Kevin and Lee, with Charol taking the semicircle behind Si. But as you saw from the two shots that came the other way, they weren't really playing it with conviction. And of course, these badminton mechanisms, I've been very privileged to sit with the likes of Morten Frost and Jim Lagerson and Gillian Clark, who've of course watched thousands and thousands of badminton games in the tournaments that I've commentated on, and they really do give you a great insight into how these games play out, the dynamics of each of the categories that play. And once you start reading into them, you can understand what coaches and managers have to do to get the maximum point return they can. It doesn't really matter about the time. It doesn't have to be in the shortest time space, but for the effort that you put in, you should get the maximum point return off it. And Morten Frost once said something quite amazing about, well, of course he's Mr. Badminton, about the shots that get played. And there are some shots you just play, there's some shots, of course, you just reply. But if you're really on your game, there are some shots that speak to you, actually really speak volumes as to what you're thinking. We see the greats, the Wang Yihans and Li Juris, and Zhang Nans, Zhao Yunleis, Lin Dans, of course. They all play shots that speak volumes. Now, once again, while I've been waxing lyrical about badminton, Kevin and Lee have taken another 4-point lead. Now 2 points away from another clean sweep. And I've just been informed that this is actually the quickest match that's happened so far, and it's no surprise. I said it was a solid formation that was planned and executed well by Kevin and Lee. And they've delivered very quickly. A straight 3 points, so it's 10-3 to Klang, and we're about to hear from them as they speak to JD on court.
How do you feel? It was such a short match, followed everything according to the coach, and it worked, right?
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, I feel happy that I win the game.
My question now is, do the fans being so loud behind you, does it help you at all to give you more confidence?
Make me more confident.
What about you?
Yes, it's confident to play the match and we go powerful to win the match.
Right, now the next match is a singles match for your team as well. Any advice for him?
Just, I think it's without pressure. We just all out the match. That's all.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Klang United BC with a huge lead. Back to you, Jeevan, up in the commentary box.
Straight.
All right.
As we look at some of the highlights, you can just possibly, once again, look at this well-executed formation. I was talking about traditional setups, versatile setups, and when they were attacking, it was always a question of Lee being up front and really being solid at the net. And Kevin, of course, in the background. Now they just switch roles there. So look at the space they created. And then, of course, the shot is perfectly executed. As you can see, both rackets high up. So Lee's always ready to catch the shot and change the pace of to the point. And not surprisingly, have a look at that. Unforced errors, smash winners, short serves total, complete domination from Kevin and Lee, and that's why it was such a quick match. Well done indeed to Yap Kim Hock and his team for delivering 9 straight points from the 3 middle ties. 3 middle matches, sorry, of this time. Just 2 left now. A men's singles and another men's doubles.
And we have a men's singles. First up,
You'd expect some points to come Kajang's way in the men's doubles with Henry Setiawan and Ong Soon Hock playing. But maybe they'll be too far behind at that point. In the meantime, it's up to this man here, Mohamed Rian Arianto, to pile on more points onto that score of 10. Already, as I said, if 10 was, and I'm just saying this because, well, these theories have only been created this week. If 10 is a valid amount of games to take away from a match day, then Klang have already hit that mark. Now let's see if they can. Don't forget, they have a +7 game difference, which would put them ahead of Ampang and Puchong into second place in the table. And how great that is, that the 2 ties from match day 4 have reset the table and reset the mark. If, that is if, of course, Klang can keep that +7. I'm expecting for them to drop a few games in the last match. We shall see. As we look at the 18-year-old Bong Wang Yik. The noise gets louder in the arena, and he's up against one of the foreign imports, Mohamed Rian Arianto, who is more than likely to deliver at least a couple of games, I would have thought. So we are looking at the prospect possibly of +8, +9 for Klang United at the end of this tie. Definitely see them in the top 3 spots of the table for sure. We'll see how it plays out. And you can actually read a lot into the warm-ups of some of these players as well. Fans still here at the Sports Arena in Sentosa. They've been here every night. Only a couple of games I can think of, and later on at midweek nights when everyone, of course, had to head home for work tomorrow. They still turned up in numbers, and they've still made noise pretty much every match day as well. It has been a wonderful response. You can even hear my voice cracking. because I think this has got to be the most energetic and loudest badminton tournament that I've ever commented on. And also one of the most enjoyable. And I think we're just about ready now. Mohammed Ezad and Tong. Chong Yun in the umpire and service judge chairs. Rian, unsurprisingly, taking the quick lead, but I'm expecting with this men's singles for them just to get into the rhythm of it. So far, both players moving very well. As I said, following the lead of Tommy Sugiyato, Taufik Hidayat, Simon Santoso, there is such a deep pool of talent in Indonesian badminton. And it's a real honor to have some of these Indonesian badminton players playing in this league, because you can learn a lot from Indonesian badminton. A lot of power in it, but it's also very clinical. Both very young. And there's the smash. That's one of the trademarks of these tall Indonesian men's singles players. As I said, that's almost a direct result of the success and achievements of Tommy Sugiyato, who's also playing in this league, currently number 4 in the world. That's the kind of pedigree that the Kopiko Purple League has attracted. And of course, plenty of other stars, Vita Marissa on the double side of things. We've got Nichitaga also in the singles. We've got Lee Hyun-il that we saw just earlier. These are all names that have created their own legacies in the game, up to Olympic levels at some points. What a wealth of experience for all the younger players that we've seen, and in particular Hua Chen Hao, who so far has shown that he has a lot to learn for his game. Perhaps he should watch Tommy Sugiyato in action, pick up a few positional tips. Meanwhile, we are now seeing a bit of a difference here. It's Bong that's going ahead. He's 3 points ahead. somebody has increased the noise level by bringing some whistles, and that's always nice to hear. It was just beforehand, a lot of screaming and chanting. Why not? Of course, the only thing that has been banned from all stadia and all sport, believe it or not, is the South African vuvuzela. Someone's definitely got it in for that instrument, if you could call it that. I can just imagine what kind of din would be in this arena if we had loads of them going. I think we'll just deal with the whistles. As Bong continues to isolate this narrow lead over Rian. Helped by the net. Not 100% going out. He's now 3 points ahead. I said at this point in the tie, it's probably just good for Kajang to start racking up some games and points. It wouldn't hurt if Bong did win this. We look at that, a good shot in terms of singles as to where you could place the shuttle. Good game from Bong there, 11-7. There's always a difference at some point, and it has gone to Kajang, which I suppose for the neutral is quite a good thing to see. Klang United have done everything that they need to do to already put themselves up close to the top of the table. There's still another match after this, of course. It could be with Kajang boasting the likes of Henry Setioan and Ong Soon Hock in that final doubles match, that a good win from Bong here could, of course, erode the +7 games difference that Klang have built up over the last 3 matches, and that will put them down the table. So it is important that even if Rian Ardianto here does lose, the best score for him to lose by would be 3-2, because then he's still contributing to his club score and that games difference, and that of course would lead to the ultimate aim of being higher up in the table. So it's not really about winning and losing. Obviously, as athletes, they want to win, but if you're gonna lose, try and lose in the best possible way, I suppose is what you could say. In football, you have the draw that gives you equal points, while in the Kopiko Purple League, you have the chance of putting 2 points into your club even if you lose. And the match on the day, and by the looks of it, he might be, if he can just move around a little bit smoother, I suppose, be able to at least put one back. They are quite evenly matched. Now at 4-1. A little bit of a mop down for the court. Players get a bit of a breather. And this is much better from Rian. As I was just saying, whether this game that he's currently leading leads to the eventual winning of this match, it would still add to that 10-4 scoreline. And when his teammates have already built up such a great score, that's possibly more important right now as a team collective effort than him specifically winning this match. There'll be plenty of matches from now till February for Rian Adianto to win. It's you're playing the right position within your team, which is all important in any league format. So at 6-4, Klang has fought his way back into this game. As I said, it's very important for Kajang to just get as much as they can from this match day. It's obvious that their strategy was to finish strong. You can tell that just by reading the names Hendro Setio and Ong Soon Hock in the final match. They probably expected to pick up a few more games in the opening 5 matches. But as I said, plenty of match days to come, plenty of matches to come, and plenty of tweaking that can be done to the team strategies. Doing well here. He's beginning to move forward a little bit and start pressuring from mid-court. And he's pulled it back a little bit. Seven apiece now. Bong has managed to wrest this game back. And that's great play. That's fantastic. So, as we were saying earlier in the day, what really makes the difference is if you can read the game that you're playing, read your opponent, see the state that he's in, whether he's focused, whether he's in the zone, and then make the changes within your own game to start bringing those points in. And that's exactly what Bong has done here for Kajang. And they needed it. If we look here, he's already identified his spot. Has put Rian off course, so he sends it to the other end. Of course, it's critical that your length of your drives and your smashes, especially from mid-court and forecourt, are bang on. Because if they're not, then of course all that work, all that positional movement will be for nothing, because it'll be out. But he was bang on the money, and it looks like this man, of course, the former Malaysia national player, and he's been to the Olympics and just a legend really. Yap Kim Hock has also made the right call over the tie, as his team are currently way ahead. So into the third game we go. And it would be a nice consolation if Bong keeps playing at this level and delivers 3 straight points for Kajang and stops this run of games that Klang United have been winning. And that is at 9 at the moment. Last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. Three loves. He may have won the day, but these games that Bong would contribute to his club might win the war in the end in February. And that's what makes league formats so interesting, and to translate a league format onto badminton has been an exciting idea. Of course, it was the vision of Dato Jack Ko. I was talking about him earlier. He's around here. He's always around here. In fact, he's everywhere. He's actually joined me in the commentary box a couple of times this week already, but I've seen him in the stands. I've seen him in the locker rooms. He's making sure. He's really hands-on visionary, and he's brought this all to life over the last year. And of course, in collaboration with Astro, it has been brought to your screens and your living rooms. And some of these names and some of these players are now becoming more well-known. And that's all they need. If they have the skills and they have the talent, then that's all they need. Now, we haven't started strongly in this third game. Bong is, oh, he's just wide there. Bong is asking all the questions. He's in the more commanding spot. In this matchup, you'd probably need about 6 points against a player like Bong to just ensure that you're going to take the game. He has shown he can come back. And you can just see the way he pedaled back from the net there. The greatest players have a very bouncy, light motion as they move from the net to the back line. They're always looking up. It's almost like the two steps in football that you have when you're on the ball and when you're off the ball. But moving around the court and making sure your court is covered. There you go again, those short little steps back. And he's also covering that tee, but in a far more dramatic way. Oh, that was net almost the side of that. It was a good shot from Rian. But again, Bong finds the space, isolates his point, executes it. He may be behind, but he's always got it in him to pull those points back. you go. If he needs to force the point, he can. That was direct at the body. And so Rian now is not playing a bad game at all. He has shown that he can string 3-4 points together. But Bong has taken it to a different level, and it is really quite a wonderful game to watch. So Rian fighting back here. So he tried to kill that off. Net denied him. He's so close to doing exactly what I said, just delivering one game to push that Klang score up to 11. And regardless of what Kajang do, that 11 is the best shot they have. They currently, of course, have a +5 difference. It's not going to see them at the top of the table at all, but it is definitely going to see them up there with the likes of Ampang and Puchong. And of course, if they make it 11, then, well, they'll be above that, because I think they are expected to lose a few games, Klang United, against the likes of Hendra Setiwan and Ong Sinok. I'd be very surprised if they pulled a So Rian here with game point and about to do exactly as I said. Just deliver it for the team. So here he is, game point. Of course, it's very close. Bong was just a little bit too light on that. So Klang do get that point. It's not going to be a 3-love for Kajang. And there you see it. 11-7, 11-7, 9-11. One more to play, of course. So another chance for another game, possibly even another two, to just boost up that game difference for Klang United. Help their initial standing in the first table. And the question is, though, Bong took that right to the limit, so though Rian may have found a system of getting past him, the question is, can he execute it on a regular enough basis in this game to keep his contribution alive? If not, he's going to have to hand the reins over to the final partnership of Mohamed Farouz Izwan and Nelson Hegwe-Kwet. And they are not expected to take full points anyway against the likes of Hendra Setiwan Ong Soon Hock, but we will see. That's the shot that's been working for Bong. It's a very good action. He hits the smash right at the peak of his jump. Gets the maximum angle on it. A lot of power in the forearm. But of course, when you're jumping, you can also get your shoulder in there as well. So it does hit the deck at a very fast speed. That's what he's been using to turn this game back towards what he wants. Better reading by Rian. Now this is a much closer game. I still think that Bong's just got a little bit too much. And again, you can't really afford to make a split decision on the baseline. He was lucky that time, it was caught at the net. As he takes the lead. And there's that wonderful smash. You can fire them pretty much anywhere, on the deck, jumping. The ideal smash is unreturnable. He literally hits the ground at the feet of your opponent. Maybe a foot ahead, and you might be able to sweep it into a lift. And that's a good net kill as well. And so again, Bong has this ability to string these points together. Perhaps in the next tie that Kajang play, he might have even earned himself a spot to kick the tie off and get some early points on the board. Of course, we'll leave that up to Yo Ka-lun and Lukman Hakim, the coach and the team manager. And there it is again. I did say he has the ability to launch these smashes from anywhere. That was pretty much a diagonal jump, cross court, corner to corner. Very impressed with him. Looks like a young man that takes his badminton seriously. And look at that, 13-3. It's been a smash fest for him. Now he's just hitting them from everywhere. That was a very nice return. You did see Bong moving forward after the smash, trying to cover the court. But a little bit too much court for him to cover, so dropped nicely for Rian. Well, as Rian claws his way back, I'm sure what Bong is waiting for is just a great opportunity to string together the 3 or 4 points he knows he can. Possibly all using that smash. That's out. And that was a very good ploy by Rian. He was playing the shuttle just behind Bong, forcing him into the over the head, which means he can't jump for it. He can for that. And it's wide though. Oh, and he's frustrated. Look at that. I think we found a natural smashing badminton player. Not happy. And you compare that, of course, to the dreams of Hua Chen Hao, who was trying to do exactly this in the first game, but his smash was just not refined enough, whereas Bong's is. So, just a bit long and a bit wide, and he's given Rian a chance here. Great returns from Bong, and look at that. He was just playing off Rian's half smashes, and then look at his body movement on that. Literally, I suppose even with the replay, you'd have to look at it and think, well, where was his front foot, where was his back foot? How did he manage to even see his attack point? So he's still giving him a chance, giving himself a chance here. Let's see on serve if he can close this out. Now, if you are thinking of getting down to the Sports Arena Sentosa, and I can tell you that all tickets are free from day one until the end of the season. You just have to go to ibookcourt.com from there, and then come and join me, come and join everybody else down here and feel the atmosphere of the Sports Arena Sentosa. It really is alive every night. So Rian has managed to pull two games back, and as I was saying, that's the best he could do. Whether he wins this or not, look at that games difference now that Klang has. It's up there with the top. It's +7. If Rian manages to win this, it'll be +8. And that would be perfectly set up for what could possibly be a few lost games in the final matchup, which sees the big stars, the big guns hitting the court. So, well done, Rian. It was all looking a little bit dicey in the first couple of games, but he's pulled two back, and you can see the relief on his face as well. And those are the VIPs, and that is Jack Ko there, just standing up. As I told you, he's everywhere, so obviously you're bound to see him on camera at some point. And he's just talking to some of the VIPs in the VIP deck, and I'm just off in the corner there above the Twin Towers, a well-placed commentary box. And I get to see all the action. On big screens, small screens, and of course, right in front of me as well. So now, Rian Ardianto, Bong Ji-ik, and perhaps Rian's two games have upset the flow a little bit. Upset Bong's flow. You can still expect that smash to come out, I'm sure of that. But he's played a great strategy, Rian, to minimize the damage of that smash. He's looking to oust him in 3. And he's delivered, importantly, games to Klang United. So it's 3-all here, evenly poised. And it has been a welcome change, actually, if you could call it a welcome change. There have been so many quick matches that have been played in the two ties today. Lots of 3-loves flying all over the place. It's nice for the fans here gathered, and of course everyone watching on Astro Supersport, Astro Arena, and Astro on the Go to see a match that's going to 5. Especially with two well-balanced, well-proportioned players. It's a good advert for the game, good advert for the league. Bong just trying to force the issue there. And that has been his advantage. Rian has kind of slowed him and taken him out of the pace of his game, the rhythm. And the first thing Bong's going to want to do is get that pressure back on. And that one's just wide again. as they change ends, have the interval. I'm not surprised to see the smile on Rian Ardianto's face. He's done the best he could. Now he's even got a chance to win it as well. He just gets a tiny bit of advice from a legend. And there you can just see me in the back there. I'll just wave for you. That's the commentary box here at the Sports Arena Sentosa.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Maybe focus. Yeah. Maybe focus.
Now, can Bong Guangyik reaffirm his power game against the elusive Ardianto? And that's how he's managed to do it. Oh, I can get my own camera. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, someone's listening to my commentary. Brilliant. As you can tell, there's an air conditioning event right above me. That's why I'm dressed very warmly. But don't worry, it's not the first time I've been on TV. We get back to the game here. 7-5, and it really does look now that Rian's elusive technique of playing around this power game might actually work. Oh, look at him, he's holding his head. He knows. That was a golden opportunity. That space was just begging for a shot to be, it was way off as well. So, and it's such a key point, that would have been 8-5. Now, of course, 7-6. Service back with Bong. To the important points of this final game. What a shot. So, Rian Ardianto, after being 2 games down, is now 2 points away. Make that 1 point. He's actually managed to get to match point. Not only has he delivered games, but he might deliver the entire match to his adopted club now, Klang United. Well, Bong was really just patrolling that net, looking for that opportunity, put the power down. And all Rian needs to do is to lift again, back past him, there he goes. Collect that, and he's just been pushing him back and forth. And there you go again, really moving him around. And he's done it. A fantastic performance from Rian Ardianto, and exactly what the fans wanted to see here on match day 4 of the Kopiko Purple League. A match that turned on its head. And there you go, 11-7, 11-7, 9-11, 9-11, 8-11. We've seen a few of them. I'm quite intrigued as to what Rian Ardianto is going to say. Well done.
We have here on the tournament arena floor, Muhammad Rian Ardianto, Klang United BC. What a match. Were you nervous getting into this match?
No.
Are you tired? How did you feel? Because there were times when you were behind, now you're ahead, now you've won it. How do you feel?
Yeah, very happy. Yeah, main nothing to lose.
The question is, how do you think your coach is feeling now? What about your manager, Yap Kim Hong? Is he happy?
No feeling.
He's not happy for you. I think he's going to be very, very happy. You picked up 3 points. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, for Klang United BC, Muhammad Rian Ardianto. Thank you very much. All right, back to you, Jeevan, in the commentary box.
So to see a game of that quality, a match of that quality, as we look at some of the highlights, early on just dominated as Bong's power game and recovery was just too much. Yeah, and it really did look like he was going to take it 3-love. But then, again, a change of strategy. And then Rian was just recovering those smashes and pushing Bong closer and closer to the net, moving him around the court a lot more, throwing him off his game. And that, of course, led to a few errors coming into that power game. So let's look at this. Look at that. 47-45 in short serves. It really was end-to-end stuff. 15-6 smash winners. And the unforced errors in Bong's favor, mainly from being moved around the court and out of the rhythm that he usually plays. Well done from both players. So, Klang United have set themselves up perfectly for this, which has a lot of talent in it. Of course, Henry Setiawan, one of the greatest in the game. On Sung Hok also. But Farid Zizwan Tazari also no newcomer to the game. So there's going to be a lot of talent here. But on paper, you'd have to go with Henry Setiawan and Ong Soon Hock. And there they are. Henry Setiawan, of course, that's the legend in himself. So, if Klang were expecting to lose a couple of games at least, if not all of them, in this tie, then they've set themselves up nicely. As they should still be, even if they lose this 3-love, they should still be leaving this match day with a +5 games difference, and that is going to be enough to keep them in contention up near the top of the table. As I said earlier on today, we saw already a maximum return of games from Muar City, an impeccable performance over 6 matches. All players and all pairs delivered 3 points, a maximum 18 was scored, and that's put them right on top of the table and set the benchmark for the whole league. So it is so important now for all the clubs that follow to score at least 5, possibly, hopefully 10 or more games, so that they can at least keep in the fight. And look at that, world ranking #1, Henry Setiawan. He's 30 years old, and he really is one of the most fantastic doubles players around. Ong Soon Hock, 29 now, and 69.